Okay, and you can use your calculators or you can use your Excel spreadsheet. Either one is fine. Okay, but do understand if it asks you to put it into this form, it doesn't want base e to some power that is decimal form. It wants it to be to the power of x. Okay, so if you're doing the regression equation on your calculators, the way that you would do that is you go into your data matrix editor, so you can access that. I'm going to go ahead and clear what I have. To clear, you can hit F1 and then hit 8 to clear all your cells. And so I see my x's are 1 through 6, so I'm just going to enter those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to go back in and enter my outputs. So 703, 851, 949, 1070, 1268, and 1473. And so there's all my inputs. And so the regression, the way that we're going to create the regression equations on this is no different than any of them that we've done, from linear, quadratic. This is now just exponential. So when we go into calculate, the F5 tab, we're going to choose exponential regression, which is option 4. We still set our x and y's as column C1 and column C2 for the y's. You can choose whether to store your regression equation to one of the y-editor cells. I'm going to just so I can access it if I want to. And when I hit enter, I get my solution. Notice it gives me my general pattern here, y equals a to the b, or a times b to the power of x. Here's my a value. So I get y equals, and that was 618.5153 if I round it to 4 decimal places. And that's all to the power, or times my b value to the power of x. And my b value is 1.1541. Again, if I keep rounding to 4 decimal places. So 1.1541. And so this would be my answer. Okay, now, if I did this using Excel, so if I was going to use the Excel to do this, I'd still enter my data. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, the advantage to Excel is it's easier to enter the information. And if you're doing multiples, it's easier to kind of work with the same set of information. So once I enter my information on Excel, if I wanted to find the equation, the regression equation for this, the line of fit, what I would do is go to Insert, choose the scatter plot under Charts. I'd plot my data, and I'd right-click on one of those points. And when you right-click, you can add a trend line. But you just need to tell it what kind of trend line you want. It's not a linear function anymore, and it's not quadratic. This one's going to be exponential, so we choose exponential. And then at the same time, make sure you display your equation. And notice what happens with that. Okay, 2 things. One, it gives it to you in terms of base e, which we don't want for this problem. And we don't want our power to have decimals. We want our power just to be x. Okay, but we can still work with that, because here, if we access this cell, what we would need to do is make sure we see all 4 decimal places, right? Because I only see 2 decimal places on my first number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this formatting option, and I'm going to change this to a number, and I'm going to select how many decimal places I want to see. So I'm going to put it on 4. And so now I see my 4 decimal places. So here is my solution. Let me see if I can paste this directly in here. All right, so what I see is I got my answer, y equals 618.5153, which is what I was hoping, and then e to the power of 0.1433x. So in order for me to write my answer in the form that it's expecting, what I would need to do is evaluate this quantity, and I should get that quantity is going to equal 1.1541. Okay, so if I do that really quickly here on my home screen, I take e to the power of 0.1433 and evaluate it. I see that my answer is 1.1541. I would still come up with the same answer. Okay? I just have to make that one little transformation.